When waiting on a bus, they stand in line and they respect the order. Before coming to Canada, was very diverse.
Peux-tu te présenter, s'il te plaît?
My name is Valentino. I'm from an island in the Caribbean called Saint Martin.
Personnellement, tu penses qu'elle t'a apporté quoi, cette expérience?
I would say that this experience brought me the opportunity to really grow my network.
Elle ressemblait à quoi ta vie avant?
Like I said, I was doing my master's in computer science. So I would say there's no typical day for me because I do a variety of things at EIC.
Est-ce que tu avais des a priori avant de partir?
One of my concerns, I would say, would be the weather. Really take a moment to reflect.
Et pourquoi tu recommanderais EIC? Bonjour à tous et bienvenue dans cette nouvelle interview. Aujourd'hui, on change un peu parce qu'on change de continent. Parce que oui, avec EIC, on reçoit des stagiaires de partout dans le monde. Aujourd'hui, on reçoit Valentino qui vient de Saint-Martin. Donc, spécialement, cette interview sera en anglais. Ne vous inquiétez pas, on mettra les sous-titres pour ceux qui ont du mal. Bonjour Valentino.
Hey Adrien.
Peux-tu te présenter s'il te plaît?
My name is Valentino. I'm from an island in the Caribbean called Saint Martin. My father's American, so I spent a bit of my childhood in the US. And as for my studies, I decided to study computer science in France, in Montpellier specifically.
Tu as quel âge?
I'm 25 years old.
Et tu as combien de points sur ton permis de conduire? J'aime bien poser cette question.
Well, you see, before moving to France, I did sort of try to get my French driver's license. I passed the test.
Okay.
However, there was the driving part. I didn't have enough time to do it, so I just headed straight to France afterwards. So I didn't get to get my French driver's license.
Elle ressemblait à quoi ta vie avant?
Well, before coming to Canada, like I said, I was doing my master's in computer science. Before that, I did a bachelor's degree in English literature and in history, civilization. I also did theater on the side. So I was a part of an association and we did a lot of Shakespeare, English theater. And so I would say my life before coming to Canada was very diverse. I had exposure to the sciences and the arts.
Tu faisais des activités sportives en dehors de ça?
As part of my curriculum, I did swimming. So,
Okay.
I just, every single Monday morning, I would just hop into that cold water to just kind of wake me up for the week. I also did yoga as well.
Ok. Pourquoi le Canada?
I chose Canada because of my childhood experience in the US, in Minnesota specifically. I was sort of familiar with that kind of sort of climate of North America. And so I wanted to come back to North America, but this time to Canada. Since I've never been here before.
Est-ce que tu avais des a priori avant de partir?
One of my concerns, I would say, would be the weather, because I remember when I was looking up the weather is like in Canada, I remember there was a lot of news regarding snowstorms, and because of climate change, winter would be more intense in North America. So I was a bit worried about temperature. But other than that, I felt pretty comfortable coming to Canada because I wanted to get back to North America.
Comment EIC t'a aidé pour ton projet?
EIC accompanied me all the way through. I had my interview with an account manager and he sort of explained the program and everything to expect later on. So I would say EIC truly took me from France to Canada, all the way through. I had continuous support and guidance. Honestly, kudos to this beautiful business, this beautiful program.
Où est-ce que tu fais ton stage et quel est ton rôle?
I do my internship at Experience Internship Canada. I currently was employed as a software developer.
À quoi ressemble une journée type pour toi?
I would say a typical day for me looks like, first, I started off with coffee in this office. I imagine, I'm sure you always drink, you always start off the day with coffee as well. I start looking at emails because I do various things at EIC. I do software development, account managing, and business development. So I make sure that I look at emails from the previous day, get the day started by making sure I respond to people. And then I move on to the full stack development part. I continue developing the website for the company, as well as looking for bugs and things of that nature. So I would say there's no typical day for me because I do a variety of things at EIC. Though I'm mainly a full stack developer, I also dabble into business development and account managing. And so truly, things are not as planned out for me. I just operate based off of what is needed at the moment.
Ok. Personnellement, tu penses qu'elle t'a apporté quoi cette expérience?
I would say that this experience at EIC and in Canada in general brought me the opportunity to really grow my network. I take advantage of the after work events as well as going to startup events and networking with people and potentially securing connections, for my post internship life, here in Canada.
Quel conseil tu donnerais à un jeune qui hésite?
Really take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, do I want to start a professional sort of journey here in North America? And I can truly say this is the only way to do it. This is the guaranteed way to get to Canada and start your career here.
Et pourquoi tu recommanderais EIC?
I would recommend EIC because I see it as an investment for your future. This works if you already have an idea of what you want to do afterwards. So if you want to come to Canada, potentially want to stay in Canada and want to be in North America, this is absolutely hands down the best possible option for you. However, if you're a bit lost, you'll have to determine for yourself if a temporary experience here is worth it or not. But for me, I can say it was definitely worth it for me.
Qu'est-ce qui t'a le plus surpris au Canada?
Was actually realizing how true the stereotype is that Canadians are super polite. For instance, when waiting on a bus, they stand in line and they respect the order. And people always say that typical thank you. So that was surprising to see the confirmation of a stereotype.
Je suis d'accord. Merci beaucoup Valentino, merci pour cette interview. On a tenté quelque chose aujourd'hui, n'hésitez pas à nous dire si ça vous plaît, si vous voulez peut-être que je pose les questions en anglais ou si qu'on reste dans ce format-là. Merci de nous avoir regardés, n'hésitez pas à aller sur nos réseaux sociaux et à la semaine prochaine.